Hello everyone. Good morning and good evening to all. Let us start our today's session, expression macros. So this is a new concept they included in IICS, expression macros. So what is that expression macros? We'll see. So we have macros in our Excel, right? So macros is nothing but if we want to apply one formula to all the records, yes, we can build some formulas. So we can apply for the entire sheet or entire workbook. Say for example, if I'm taking Excel workbook here, so I want to write some insert statement. Okay, we have some data. So the source team they are sending the data in the Excel format for some period. Okay, in the production or in the dev. Okay, so for some particular period they are sending the data in the file. So that we need to create insert statement. So can I create, so if I have some 50,000 record, should I create insert statement for all the 50,000 records or manually? No. So we can write some formula here. Okay. So we can write some formula, some macros formula. Okay. So that formula we can write and then drag and drop this formula to all the field. So then it will be applied, right? Similarly, we can apply the similar concept in our Informatica also. So this is Excel macros and Informatica. So how Informatica be used? So in Informatica, for example, if I have one field, okay, from the source, I'm getting one field like first name is one field I'm getting from the source. Okay, so first name is one of the field and last name, phone number. So I'm getting some requirement from the client that, okay, if any of the particular, okay, source team, if they put some space on the left hand side, for example, they put some space. Okay, so they are writing something like this. They put space on the right hand side for this particular column. Okay, and similarly for this one also, this one also. So we have some 50 columns, character columns. So we have 100 columns. Out of that, 50 columns are character columns. So we have to apply the trim function. Okay, L trim R trim function for this column, remaining 49 columns. So if I want to apply, so this particular formula, okay, for example, this formula, if I want to apply, then how can I apply it? In Informatica level, I'm asking. So you are getting one requirement, okay? So you applied L trim R trim functionality for this first name. You are getting the requirement to update the same formula for all other columns. So how will you create the logic? In expression transformation, we have to create O underscore output. We have to put this particular logic, right? Trim function. So no need to create this way. So we can create one formula with this column, and so we can take that formula for all the columns. So how can I take? So first one column we have to write. The same we can apply for other columns also. So this is called macros in IICS. So if you get this kind of requirement, for example, you have some not null column. Okay, not null column. Okay, so not null column we have for numeric column. So if any null value come from the source, if it is null value, so then we have to replace with the 0. So this formula we have to apply. So how can I apply? If is null of this particular column, then apply 0, something like that, right? So if I have 50 columns, so how can I apply this logic? So normally we will apply one by one. So no need to write one by one. You can create for one column. So then apply this one to all columns. So this is called macros. Okay, the macros, we have two types of macros. One is horizontal macros, another one is vertical macros. So macros, we can expand horizontally or we can expand vertically. So that is what two types of macros are available. And hybrid macros, both vertical and horizontal is called hybrid macros. An expression macro is a macro that you use to create repetitive or complex expression in a mapping. So in an expression macro, one or more input fields represents the source data. So for example, 50 fields we have to apply. Yes, we can apply all the 50 fields. The macros can be implemented in 3 different formats. So one is vertical macro. It means it expands the expression vertically. So it expands this formula vertically. So that is what we'll go for this way. Say for example, this is the same thing. So trim function I want to apply. Okay, so trim functionality I have to apply. I will open this SQL developer. So we'll take one source. Meanwhile, I will log into IICS. So I will take one source table here. Okay, so I will take one source table. So employees, this table I will take. It's nothing but in this table. So I have created the column with some right hand side, some space. See here. So this one, we do not have any space. Yeah, for this one also right hand side, some space. Some column left hand side, some space we have. Left hand side, we have some space. And we should have right hand side, some space also. Okay, if you take length of first name, then trim of first name, if it is both are not equal, then it has some space, left hand side or right hand side. So this way we can identify. See these columns like first name, last name, email, phone number, and job ID. These are the character column. So these column values I put some space on the left hand side or right hand side. Okay, so I added. You can also create one backup table. You know, right, how to create the backup table. So create table name as select star from the previous table, employees table, and then in this table you can put some manually. You can put some space on the left hand side, right hand side, all this. So, but I have to apply this L-trim functionality for all other columns. So here number of columns are 5. One is first name, last name, email, phone number, job ID. So this is the same concept even if you have 50 columns, 100 columns. Okay. So only one column we are going to apply this functionality. Then we are going to expand this logic for remaining columns. What is this vertical macros? Okay. So vertical macros means whatever the expression we are writing, it expands vertically. Okay. This one vertically expands to all the records. So first, I will check whether all the services are up and running. So all the services are up and running. Okay, so this is a service. So now I will go to new mapping. I'm just creating a new mapping. Create a mapping. So I want to apply the macros for this character column. Okay, first name, last name, email, phone number, job ID. So one column we can write the logic. We can expand for other columns. So just I'm creating one mapping called expression macros. Okay. So expression underscore macros. Just I will open the source, go to the source. So here I will take that 1 to 1 to table. Select a table. So underscore 1 to 1 to. So this is the table. You can create this way. You can create a table. So any table. Just I'll go to expression. So I need to remove that space, left space as well as right space. So I'll open this, go to expression here. So click on the plus symbol. So here I'm just creating input macro field. Yes, we have to create first macro field. So macro field always it will have percentage symbol, both left hand side and right hand side. Okay. So this is a symbol. We have both left hand side, right hand side. That is nothing but macros. So I'm just creating this input field is called in underscore ports. So how many number of ports we have? So just we have to create the in underscore port. You can give any name. Okay, so I'm just giving, so in underscore port, similar to this one. So here port, there I have given us ports. That's it. So go to configure here. We have to configure. So what are the field we are going to consider it? The field is we have to consider not all incoming field. So named field. So what are the field? We are going to consider email, first name, last name, phone number, job ID. So 5 out of 11 selected. So how many field we have to apply this macros? So all the field we have to select it. Just click OK. So this is the input, the scope. So how many field is in the scope that we have to mention here. So click on the plus symbol here. Go to output field. So create output macro field. So input macros, yes, this is the macros is coming. So automatically it will create with output. And just to go to the type string, so we can give macros 1000 characters. Click OK. Then go to this configure. The configuration we have to apply the logic. So what is the logic? So we'll take one column. So what is the logic we will apply? So L trim of this one. The result we take R trim, right? So R trim of this one. So there is no trim function in Informatica. So if you want to use trim function, you have to use L trim of R trim of or R trim of L trim of. So this way you have to use. But this is the one for only one field. So what about all other field? So first one field you write it the logic. Okay. So one field, just write the logic. So after that, remove this one, validate it, remove it. And instead of one single field, you can take this entire input field. So because here, how many fields we are considering? 5 fields. So all the 5 fields, it has to take L trim or trim. So validate. So always the macros cannot be validated. Okay, the expression cannot be validated. So because it uses the macros. So if you have any macros, so Informatica cannot validate this particular expression. Okay, so that's expected scenario. Just to give OK here. So then go to target. So since we have 5 fields, so we cannot map those fields to the target. So key underscore. So employees. So truncate target to field mapping. So since we have this one, so we cannot apply this one for all the field. So this is the field, right? We have to take this field, output field. So we cannot apply here in this mapping. So just to go to field map options. So you can make it like completely parameterized. Okay. So you can give completely parameterized. So because we will put this one in the task level. So make it like completely parameterized. Then just to create one parameter name. So create one parameter. So PRM underscore macros. So just to create this way, click OK here. So save. Then the mapping should be valid. So because we cannot give one particular field to the output, that's the reason we are creating as a completely parameterized. So we will take this one in the task level. So go to task, new mapping task, create a mapping task. So MCT underscore mapping configuration task underscore expression macros. So go to runtime environment, select the secure agent mapping. So mapping also we have to select. This is the mapping, right? Yes. So this is the mapping we have. So just to go to next. So here we have to provide the parameter value. Just to go a little bit down. So you can see here. So we'll have this mapping here. Just to remove this first name. unmap, last name, email, phone number, job ID. Okay, if you go a little bit down, so whatever the field we created, so those output field automatically available here. So just to take first name underscore output, phone number output to phone number, email, first name output, last name output, phone number output, email out, job ID out. So we have mapped it. Click next. So you know that all the functionality, but we will see once after completing all the task, I will explain the task level properties. Now I'm just running. Oh, job ID I did not give correctly. Yeah, thank you then. Okay. So let me rerun. So anyhow, job ID, we did not have any space on the left hand side, right hand side. So now we will check it in the target, whether it has removed the space in all the columns. Okay, just we have to apply this logic for one column. So we can take for all the columns. See here. So it has been removed. So we do not have any space on the right hand side, space on the left hand side here, but in between space we have, so that we can remove. So if you want to remove, yes, you can remove. So you can put some space replaced with a null. So it will be replaced. But this is the way we can apply. So if you are getting any requirement in real-time project to apply this kind of logic for multiple columns, use macros. Okay, this is simple concept. You have to use it. So this one is expanding the logic vertically. So expression, whatever the expression we have written, L trim of R trim of, so that expression, so it is expanding vertically. So, but I want to go for horizontally. So how can I apply the same logic for horizontally? So for example, the same table. So I will take the same table. If you go down, so we have some null values here. Okay, the requirement is if any one of the columns like first name, last name, email, phone number, or job ID, if any one of the column has some null values, so that record should be filtered out. Okay, we have to filter out these records. So how can I filter out this record if you have null value? So we'll put on filter transformation there. We will apply. So is null of this one, not of is null of. But I want to apply similar concept for all the columns. If I have 50 columns, I have to apply this filter condition. So how can I apply? So by using expression, okay, in the expression transformation, we can create one logic. So we can flag the record 1 or 0. So if 1, okay, it has some null values. If 0, it doesn't have any null value. So we can filter out based on that. So how can I apply? So we will apply the logic this way. So if I want to apply this logic horizontally, so then we cannot apply from this input and output macros. So we have to create an output port. So we have to create output port. So just to create one output port, go to expression. So create one output field. So for example, I'm just creating the flagging. I'm just flagging it 1 or 0 decimal. Okay. The flagging, if you go to this functions, the last one, you can see horizontal expansion we have always. So we have 4 types of horizontal expansion. One is operation concatenation. So operation concatenation with the delimiter. So operational if, so operational summation. Okay, so what is this one? operational summation, numeric expression as numeric expression. So that we have to put here. Okay, so just I'm going to take this formula. So operation summations. So what is this formula will do? So if is null of input port. Okay, if is null of this input port, so then make it like 1. Otherwise 0. Check this one. If is null of this one 1 or 0. So for example, if null value, so value will be 1 for this phone number. Then for employee ID, sorry, first name, last name, 0 only. So it will make summations like this. 0 horizontally, it will make this way, then 0. So all the 5 columns it will make in this way. So if any one column contains a null value, it will have value other than 0, right? If all columns contains not null value, so then everything 0, summation will be 0. But if any one column contains null value, it is not equal to 0. So this one will be 1. If I'm getting 1 out of this, just to filter out the record. So I'm using this way. You can use any other way also. Okay, so different way also you can use it. So we cannot validate now. Click OK. So I will add one transformation like a filter. So this is what anywhere in the transformation. So anywhere in the mapping to filter out the record. Yes, filter transformation will be used. So before that, can I use? No. So after this expression only I can use, because so whatever the output we are getting from the expression, so that we can apply this filter. So in the filter, I'm going to apply, so just advanced filter. So I'm going to make this flagging. So if the record, the flagging, any null value will get 1. It means we have to filter out this record. So then we have to go for 0 only, right? It should be equal to 0. If flag equal to 0, so then I do not have any value. So everything 0 only, right? So if flag equal to 0, sorry, if there is no null value, so then everything is 0, then I will get 0. So that record alone I have to send it. Save and then run it. It should load, so that 101 record. Okay. So based on your logic, you can change it. So it is reading 105 record. So loaded with 101 record. So I hope you are clear. So what is hybrid macros? Hybrid macros means apply this logic in the same. So create same expression. So create one variable flag. You apply this way and you can create the output flag this way. So variable port, output port. So then both will be applied in the same, okay, same field. So this is what we will use macros. So expression using macro is active transformation. No, still it is passive only. Expression will not filter out any record, right? Did expression is filter out any record? This expression? No. It will flag it whether it's a 0 or 1, that extra column. Based on that extra column, we are filtering out here. This transformation is active, but this transformation is always passive. Okay, so please remember. So expression is always passive only. It will not filter out any record. It can flag the record. Based on the flagging, we filtered out here. So this is what macros. So kindly practice it. This logic you will use very rarely. But if you come across any scenario, you can use it. So macros, sometimes they will ask in interview. So what is macros, all this, okay?